National Electrical Code, or NEC, Table 300.5 addresses the minimum cover requirements for electrical wiring that is directly buried. While it doesn't focus specifically on irrigation wiring installation, the table's general guidelines are applicable. Table 300.5 states that the minimum cover depth for direct buried electrical wiring is 18 inches. However, that depth can be reduced to 6 inches if the wiring is installed inside a rigid metal conduit or another approved raceway. For irrigation wiring, typical installation involves placing it in a trench alongside water piping. If rigid metal conduit is used, the minimum cover depth can be 6 inches. However, most irrigation wiring is not installed in a conduit, necessitating a minimum cover of 18 inches. Therefore, while Table 300.5 doesn't specifically cover irrigation wiring installation, the general guidelines are applicable, requiring an 18-inch minimum cover depth unless a rigid metal conduit is used, in which case the depth can be 6 inches. Therefore, it is important to always consult the most recent edition of the NEC and any local amendments to it, because electrical codes are subject to change and local jurisdictions may have additional requirements. The information provided here is for general guidance only, and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Here are some key considerations for irrigation wiring installations in compliance with Table 300.5. Firstly, understanding the scope of Table 300.5, which provides the minimum cover requirements for the installation of underground electrical wiring and cables. It outlines different burial depths based on voltage levels, wiring methods, and installation locations. Secondly, irrigation wiring considerations, where irrigation systems often involve direct burial of electrical wires to power pumps, valves, and control systems. While Table 300.5 doesn't explicitly mention irrigation wiring, its general requirements apply to these installations as well. Thirdly, minimum burial depths, where Table 300.5 specifies minimum burial depths for different wiring methods. For example, direct buried cables typically require a greater burial depth compared to cables installed in rigid conduit. Fourthly, the exception for conduit, where the NEC permits reduced burial depths when wiring is encased in a conduit, such as rigid metal conduit or rigid non-metallic conduit. This exception recognizes the added physical protection provided by the conduit. Fifthly, applying Table 300.5 to irrigation wiring, where to ensure compliance, irrigation wiring installations must adhere to the minimum burial depth specified in Table 300.5, taking into account the wiring method and any applicable exceptions for conduit. Sixthly, local amendments and interpretations, where it is important to check for any local amendments or interpretations of the NEC that may provide additional requirements or clarification regarding irrigation wiring installations. Seventhly, considerations for water piping, where when installing irrigation wiring in the same trench as water piping, ensure that the electrical wiring is installed in accordance with NEC requirements and is adequately separated from the water piping to prevent potential hazards. Eighthly, professional guidance, where consulting with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector is highly recommended to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations, especially in complex or unique situations. Ninthly, safety precautions, where always prioritize safety when working with electrical wiring. To energize circuits before performing any work and follow proper grounding and bonding procedures to minimize the risk of electrical shock. Tenthly, documentation, where keep detailed records of the installation, including wiring diagrams, burial depths, and materials used to facilitate future maintenance and inspections. 11thly, UL-listed products, where use only UL-listed or approved electrical components and wiring for irrigation systems to ensure safety and reliability. 12thly, ground fault circuit interrupter protection, where consider installing ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection for irrigation circuits to further enhance safety and minimize the risk of electrical shock, especially in wet or damp environments. 13thly, inspection, where schedule an inspection by the local electrical inspector to verify that the irrigation wiring installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. 14thly, maintenance, where regularly inspect irrigation wiring and components for signs of damage, wear or corrosion. Address any issues promptly to prevent potential hazards and maintain system performance. 15thly, training, where provide training to irrigation system operators and maintenance personnel on electrical safety practices and procedures to minimize the risk of accidents and ensure proper operation of the system. 16thly, permits, where obtain all necessary permits and approvals from local authorities before commencing any irrigation wiring installation work. 17thly, proper labeling, where clearly label all electrical components and wiring associated with the irrigation system to facilitate identification and maintenance. 18thly, surge protection, where consider installing surge protection devices to protect sensitive electronic equipment such as controllers and timers from voltage spikes and surges. 19thly, wire sizing, where ensure that the wire size used for irrigation wiring is appropriate for the load and voltage drop requirements of the system. 20thly, corrosion resistance, where use corrosion-resistant materials and connectors for irrigation wiring installations to withstand exposure to moisture, chemicals, and other environmental factors. 21st, grounding electrodes, where install grounding electrodes in accordance with NEC requirements to provide a low impedance path for fault currents and minimize the risk of electrical shock. 22nd, avoid physical damage, where protect irrigation wiring from physical damage by using appropriate burial depths, conduit, or other protective measures. 23rd, accessibility, where ensure that electrical components and wiring are accessible for maintenance and inspection purposes. 24th, weatherproof enclosures, where use weatherproof enclosures for electrical components installed outdoors to protect them from moisture, dust, and other environmental elements. 25th, avoid overloading circuits, where ensure that irrigation circuits are not overloaded by carefully calculating the load requirements of all connected equipment and devices. 26. Proper support, where support irrigation wiring properly to prevent sagging, strain, or damage to the insulation. 27th. Regular testing, where conduct regular testing of irrigation circuits and components to identify potential problems early and prevent equipment failures. 28. Compliance with manufacturer's instructions, where follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation, operation, and maintenance of all electrical components and equipment used in the irrigation system. 29th. Documentation of changes, where document any changes or modifications made to the irrigation wiring system to maintain accurate records and facilitate future maintenance. 30th. Awareness of potential hazards, where educate workers and users about the potential hazards associated with irrigation wiring and equipment, such as electrical shock and equipment malfunction. Table 300.5 provides specific requirements for direct buried cables based on voltage. For example, for residential branch circuits rated 120 volts or 240 volts, a minimum cover depth of 12 inches is typically required. However, if the circuit is protected by a ground fault circuit interrupter, the burial depth can be reduced to 6 inches. For higher voltage circuits, such as those serving irrigation pumps or control panels, Table 300.5 specifies greater burial depths. For example, circuits operating at 600 volts or less typically require a minimum cover depth of 24 inches. It is important to consult the table to determine the appropriate burial depth based on the specific voltage of the irrigation circuit. The type of wiring method used also affects the minimum burial depth. Direct buried cables, such as underground feeder or off cable, typically require greater burial depths compared to cables installed in conduit. For example, UF cable used for residential branch circuits typically requires a minimum cover depth of 12 inches, while rigid metal conduit containing conductors requires only 6 inches of cover. The NEC also provides exceptions to the minimum burial depth requirements in certain situations. For example, if the wiring is installed under a concrete slab or driveway, the burial depth can be reduced. Additionally, if the wiring is protected by a 2-inch thick concrete pad, the burial depth can be reduced to 6 inches. It is important to consult the NEC and any local amendments to determine if any exceptions apply to the specific irrigation wiring installation. When installing irrigation wiring in the same trench as water piping, it is important to maintain adequate separation between the electrical wiring and the water piping. The NEC requires a minimum separation of 12 inches between underground electrical wiring and water piping. This separation helps to prevent potential hazards, such as electrical shock and corrosion. In addition to the minimum burial depth requirements, the NEC also specifies requirements for the type of wiring that can be used for direct burial applications. The NEC requires that direct buried cables be identified for direct burial use. This means that the cable must be specifically designed and labeled for underground installation. Direct buried cables typically have a rugged outer jacket that provides protection against moisture, chemicals, and physical damage. When selecting wiring for irrigation systems, it is important to choose products that are specifically designed for wet locations. Irrigation systems are often exposed to moisture, chemicals, and other environmental factors that can damage electrical wiring. Wet location rated wiring is designed to withstand these harsh conditions and provide long-lasting performance. The NEC also requires that all electrical equipment used in irrigation systems be listed by a qualified testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or UL. This listing ensures that the equipment has been tested and certified to meet applicable safety standards. Listed equipment is more likely to be safe and reliable than unlisted equipment. When installing irrigation wiring, it is important to follow all applicable safety precautions. This includes energizing circuits before performing any work, wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, and using proper grounding and bonding techniques. Safety should always be the top priority when working with electrical wiring. In addition to complying with the NEC, it is also important to check for any local amendments or interpretations of the code that may apply to irrigation wiring installations. Local jurisdictions may have additional requirements or restrictions that must be followed. It is always best to consult with the local electrical inspector or building department to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Ground fault circuit interrupter protection is an important safety measure for irrigation circuits. GFCIs are designed to detect ground faults, which can occur when electricity leaks from a circuit to ground. When a ground fault is detected, the GFCI will quickly trip the circuit, cutting off the flow of electricity and preventing electrical shock. GFCIs are required for many types of electrical circuits, including those serving outdoor outlets and equipment. Consider installing surge protection devices to protect sensitive electronic equipment, such as controllers and timers, from voltage spikes and surges. Surge protection devices can help to prevent damage to equipment caused by lightning strikes, power surges, and other electrical disturbances. Regular inspection and maintenance of irrigation wiring and equipment is essential for ensuring safe and reliable operation. Inspection should include checking for signs of damage, wear, or corrosion. Any problems should be addressed promptly to prevent potential hazards and maintain system performance. Provide training to irrigation system operators and maintenance personnel on electrical safety practices and procedures. Training can help to ensure that workers understand the potential hazards associated with irrigation wiring and equipment and know how to work safely. Obtain all necessary permits and approvals from local authorities before commencing any irrigation wiring installation work. Permits and approvals help to ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Clearly label all electrical components and wiring associated with the irrigation system to facilitate identification and maintenance. Proper labeling can help to prevent confusion and ensure that the correct circuits are de-energized for maintenance and repair. Use corrosion-resistant materials and connectors for irrigation wiring installations to withstand exposure to moisture, chemicals, and other environmental factors. Corrosion-resistant materials can help to prevent premature failure of wiring and equipment. Install grounding electrodes in accordance with NEC requirements to provide a low-impedance path for fault currents and minimize the risk of electrical shock. Grounding electrodes are an essential part of the electrical safety system. Protect irrigation wiring from physical damage by using appropriate burial depths, conduit, or other protective measures. Physical damage can compromise the insulation of the wiring and create a shock hazard. Ensure that electrical components and wiring are accessible for maintenance and inspection purposes. Accessible components can be easily inspected and repaired as needed. Use weatherproof enclosures for electrical components installed outdoors to protect them from moisture, dust, and other environmental elements. Weatherproof enclosures can help to extend the life of electrical components. Ensure that irrigation circuits are not overloaded by carefully calculating the load requirements of all connected equipment and devices. Overloaded circuits can overheat and cause fires. Support irrigation wiring properly to prevent sagging, strain, or damage to the insulation. Proper support can help to extend the life of the wiring. Conduct regular testing of irrigation circuits and components to identify potential problems early and prevent equipment failures. Regular testing can help to identify and correct problems before they become serious. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation, operation, and maintenance of all electrical components and equipment used in the irrigation system. The manufacturer's instructions provide important information about the proper use and care of the equipment. Document any changes or modifications made to the irrigation wiring system to maintain accurate records and facilitate future maintenance. Accurate records can help to prevent confusion and ensure that the correct circuits are energized for maintenance and repair. Educate workers and users about the potential hazards associated with irrigation wiring and equipment, such as electrical shock and equipment malfunction. Awareness of potential hazards can help to prevent accidents and injuries. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that cover all aspects of electrical installations, including irrigation wiring. It is important to be familiar with the NEC and any local amendments to it in order to ensure that irrigation wiring installations are safe and compliant. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and regulations that govern irrigation wiring installations. These may include local building codes, plumbing codes, and environmental regulations. It is important to be aware of all applicable codes and regulations in order to ensure that the installation is compliant. When in doubt, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. A qualified electrician or electrical inspector can provide expert guidance and ensure that the installation is safe and compliant. Irrigation wiring installations can be complex and potentially hazardous. It is important to take the time to do the job right and ensure that the installation is safe and compliant. By following the NEC, local codes and regulations, and the manufacturer's instructions, you can help to ensure that the irrigation wiring installation is safe, reliable, and long-lasting.